Finally made it back out here to work on this motor, and I didn't cover it up with a towel or anything while I was gone for the week, so the condensation just started it back rusting on me. So now I gotta clean all this stuff back up again. Mainly looks like surface rust, so it shouldn't be too bad. Got the intake pulled off that 305 and got these parts all laid out here. Gonna degrease them and get them washed off. Had some comments about the slack in my timing chain, so I took a good look at this thing, and yeah, it's really slack. So I went ahead and bought a new timing chain and gear set for it. That new gasket set I bought for this engine had a new valve seals in the kit, so I'm gonna take all these valves out, put new seals in, and then clean up the valve seats a little bit, knock the corrosion and build up some of the rust out of it, get the new valve seals put in. Finally got all the valve seals put in those heads and got them put back together. Seeing how I didn't pull these pistons out, I went ahead and put a little bit of lube around the edge of it so it could get down in the piston rings. Then clean the top of the motor off and the head off with some brake clean. Get this new gasket put on here. This head set over on here. Get all these head bolts coated with some thread sealer. And we'll get them all put in and get ready to torque this thing down. Printed me off a cheat sheet for the torque spec and torque sequence on this thing. Then I'll run through these 3 different stages at 25 foot-pounds the first go around, and then I'll do 45 the next go around, and then 65 for the final go around. Do this other side the same way. Get the surface all cleaned off with brake cleaner. And put some lube around the top of my piston so it can get down in the piston rings. Make sure I didn't get any of that lube on the top of the block. Get that cylinder head gasket put down. Get the head put on there. Get these bolts all started in, and then we'll get it torqued down. Gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my assembly lube here I'm using. Put a little bit of that down in there so it gets on the cam lobes, and then put some on the hydraulic lifters and get all those put down in place. I just use some Lucas oil stabilizer. It's pretty thick. Use that to do my assembly with. Cleaned up all these push rods with brake clean and got them all wiped down and sprayed out and made sure they were clean on the inside where the oil can get through there. Got two of these push rods. The end of them was wore real bad, so I pulled a couple of them out of that 305 engine and cleaned them up, checked the length on them. These two here are out of there. They're really good, so I'm going to use them instead of the other two that had the wear marks on them. This rocker stud right here that I'm messing with now, it's got a spot on it that's not letting that little ball that goes under the rocker nut, it's not wanting to pivot like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna pull that apart and see if I can figure out what's wrong with that. I just broke that rocker stud off. The threads were messed up on the bottom of it and they were binding that little pivot ball up. So I tried to take that apart and run the nut down and back it back off to clean up the threads, and I snapped it off. I should have just used a tap on it or a dye in it and cleaned it up. Now I got a broke off rocker stud. Well, I was getting along pretty good with this thing, getting it put back together. Now it's gonna take some doing to fix this problem. Tried to put some nuts and washers on there and pull this stud. It's a pressed in stud, but I don't have enough threads on it to get it pulled out of there, and then I just peeled the rest of the threads off. So I'm just gonna have to stop on this project until I get a dye and run new threads all the way down to the base of it, and get another couple new nuts and try to get that stud pulled out of there. If anybody knows how to get these studs out, let me know.